Hello, this is Justin, trying to convince you, the loyal Important Cinema Club listener, to join our Patreon. We are aiming for 600 subscribers by episode 300, and we can't do it without your help, especially if you're listening and you're not a Patreon subscriber. You miss 20 plus minutes of excellent content every week, like the clips that you're about to hear now. First off, we discussed the new Nicolas Cage movie. When they announced the unbearable weight of massive talent, Nick Cage playing himself, I went, ugh, God.
Yeah, it looked to me like straight-to-video fodder. It looked like, you know that movie, that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, Killing Gunther?
Directed by everyone's favorite Saturday Night Live star?
Yeah, it looked like, I figured it would occupy that same slot on the Walmart shelf, you know?
But then it played at a film festival and there was buzz, about it. And we should say, Nick Cage, I don't remember where he was in his career when this movie was announced. Was he just in the, DTV Drek era? Because over the last 3 years, he's had a little bit of a, Pig comes out. People are like, oh, that's interesting. People really like him in Mandy.
I think maybe Mandy had just come out. In fact, I know it had because they mentioned Mandy in the movie. But he was definitely still making 20 direct-to-video movies a year. Definitely still a bit of a cast-off. Pig hadn't brought him back to
respectability.
I guess. There have been a lot of trends that have been building for the last 5 years, let's say, to rehabilitate Nicolas Cage. There was that whole era in the 2000s when he was making movies like Bangkok Dangerous and
Sleepy Nick Cage. Who can forget? Drive Angry.
Drive Angry. People were getting a bit tired of him then. And then there was 10 years where he's a bit of a joke. Oh, he's making all these bad movies to pay for his taxes. But then there's always been this cult of people saying, no, you don't get it. It's like he's making all this stuff and he's doing weird things. He's doing strange choices. He's not following the normal path that you're supposed to take when you're an Oscar-winning actor. He's following some weird muse. And maybe both things are true.
And secondly, we discussed Ambulance, the new Michael Bay movie, which gave us an opportunity to kind of return to the oeuvre of Michael Bay, who we had not discussed since our earliest episode. Everyone's got ambulance fever. They can't stop talking about it. They love it. It's blue. It's fast. Kids, I'm talking about Sonic 2, the Hedgehog, in theaters now, which crushed the Ambulance at the box office. Even though I do have to say that every podcast I listen to keep bringing up how they just saw Ambulance and it was great.
Okay, what a crazy new world we lived in. Because a couple of years ago, didn't everyone hate Michael Bay? Wasn't that the thing?
Oh yeah, they hated Michael Bay. I mean, the guy who only made Transformers movies.
Michael Bay was sort of the median consensus Onion AV Club Roger Ebert opinion about Michael Bay was that he was the death of cinema.
Can you believe that Michael Bay's films are on the Criterion label? Yeah, that's because Michael Bay asked them to put them out. It's just like all the Netflix movies come to Criterion right now.
So now here we are. Michael Bay is flopping. He's had a number of flops. The new one is maybe his biggest flop ever, and he's been kind of reclaimed. Many critics, certainly many people on my Twitter feed, are starting to like him now.
What if we called him, I don't know, a vulgar tourist or something like that? I feel like this conversation happened 10 years ago. How are we back again? Yes, I know, cyclical nature of all these conversations, and now we're back to Michael Bay.
There's never any past on the internet. It's just forever a present.
And we even had on our Patreon a glorious return to the live from the food court after a movie discussion. And this time, it was a very special movie of Martin Campbell's Liam Neeson starring Memory.
Oh yeah, we are back to the movies on the big screen.
Folks, forgive the audio quality of this special episode. We're not recording with our usual setup. We're recording on Justin's phone because we are here on the scene. We are doing shoe leather reporting, or is it bootstrap reporting? I forget what the phrase is.
Well, you went to journalism school. You should know this, Will.
I know, it was a while ago. But we're here at Yonge and Dundas, the heart of Toronto. We're in the food court just beneath the Yonge and Dundas Cineplex because we've been to see the new movie that everyone's talking about.
We're just vibrating thinking about it. Yes, I know everybody knows, but we just saw Martin Campbell's Memory.
And I was like the Cinema Paradiso kid just looking up at the screen.
Yes, that's right. Martin Campbell, who last directed Protégé, which we also did an episode on.
Oh my God. Okay, so I cannot emphasize this enough. Justin and I used to come to this theater pretty regularly, record these kind of ad hoc bonus episodes. and it's been over 2 years. I mean, we're back, baby. We're
The
at the
movies are
movies.
When we saw Protege, I think we joked afterwards that it would probably be the last, not even a joke, just seriously saying the last film that Martin Campbell directed that played on the big screen. We were wrong.
We were wrong.
And finally, in our recent run of Patreon, we returned to the subject of Doris Wishman in honor of the new box set that was recently released by Something Weird AGFA, and it ended up turning into an extra long Patreon episode that essentially was a second, more detailed episode on Doris Wishman. We're back, Doris Wishman again, and it's like it's all new again, because I don't remember anything that we talked about the last time.
I had the same feeling. I mean, yeah, genuinely cannot remember a single thing.
And it's a little bit worrying because there's not that much documentation about Doris Wishman's films, so I feel like we may be going over some of the same material, even though that the films we're going to talk about, and I watch more than one. I basically did as much research as I would do for a normal episode.
You never step in the same river twice, because it's not the same river and you're not the same man. It's been however many years since we did that Doris Wishman episode, probably close to 5 at this point. So I'm sure both Doris's work and us will have grown in interesting ways as we discuss her.
Yeah, I can look at the different angles of Chesty Morgan in films like Deadly Weapons and Double Agent 73 that I watch for this.
We are talking, though, about Doris Wishman again because there's a beautiful new Blu-ray collection, just a stunning collection that was just put out by the American Genre Film Archive.
The first of many, as Joseph Ziemba says on the commentary. He's like, I don't know what films are on this because we're working on all the box sets at once.
Well, I definitely hope so because, I mean, Doris Wishman made a whole bunch of movies. I would say that it's this phase of her career on the box set that she is probably... Well, I don't know. There are a couple of the ones before this that are pretty well known, but this is the run that is the most sustained, most famous run, I would say.
This is the run that she did after the kind of sexploitation films she was making weren't in style anymore because hardcore came into play. And while she did direct 2 hardcore films later on in her career, it was a stream she did not want to step in that much. So she decided to make films with gimmicks, and that's what was going to make money. And this is what the AGFA collection, the film of Doris Wishman, The Twilight Years, contains. I just want to talk about the cover is so smart that it's just a picture of Chesty Morgan, but you actually can't see her breasts in the photo. Like, it knows what it's doing.
I love it because, I mean, look, I'm a cinephile. I know what Chesty Morgan's face looks like because I've seen that shot of her in the Something Weird video trailer that used to show on every single one of their DVDs. Like, I've seen it a million times. So, yeah, I'm just flooded with recognition and happiness just seeing her face.
So, if you're listening right now, probably means you're not a Patreon subscriber, so I implore you, please go to Patreon. Not only will you get the full discussions of everything that just came before, but you also get the entire back catalog, a really active and great Discord server where all the Important Cinema Club fans come together. There's even a channel dedicated to Gold Ninja video news, updates, and secret tips you can only get there. If you're a fan and you're excited for a new episode to drop whenever it happens during the week, go to Patreon, become a subscriber. There's enough there to keep you busy for a while. Check it out, patreon.com/theimportantcinemaclub.